covered in vines appears and possesses the passengers, torturing them to death until the train leaves the tunnel. The last car stays there forever with its dead passengers. Soon there were only 3 cars left in the long train that was still speeding along, and one of the passengers who knew the truth sneaked into the number 2 business car but was disliked by the rich people. Luckily, no one here knows what's going on in the next few cars until the train enters the tunnel again, and a horrible evil spirit suddenly appears above compartment 3, and people are instantly possessed by the spirit. The screams attracted the attention of the passengers in car number 2, who watched in horror as the bloodshed in car number 3 separated from the main body of the train before the train pulled out of the tunnel. The passengers of car 2 finally realized that the next time they entered the tunnel, it would be their turn, and they called for an emergency brake. It was only then that the staff told them the truth, that a circuit had been damaged a long time ago and that the train had already gone out of control. So they all tried to get into the first-class cabin, but the rich man in the first-class cabin came over to stop them and said, "You inferior people don't deserve to share the resources with us." When the passengers saw that the tunnel was about to re-enter not far away, they panicked. But the tycoon closed the door of the first-class cabin coldly before they could panic, and the evil spirits reappeared in the darkness. Luckily, a few lucky people hid in the aisle and were saved from death. But the conductor was kind enough to pull them into the first-class cabin. As the train pulled out of the tunnel, only the cockpit and first class remained. It was already dark outside, and if we entered the tunnel again, the rest of us would still be dead. The conductor took a chance and tried the emergency brake, but the train stopped. The people thought that as long as they didn't enter the tunnel, they would be immune to death. But the evil spirits didn't only appear in the tunnel, but only in the darkness. As night fell, the evil spirit was no longer an obstacle. It spread its branches and covered all the passengers, wrapping them in its vines and torturing them to death. In the end, all the dead became feeding material for the evil spirit, and the ordinary passengers died without realizing how innocent their deaths had been. It turns out that the railroad was developed by the rich and powerful of the first class. This area was originally a virgin forest, but the tycoons insisted on creating a railroad to develop tourism for their own benefit. The local natives told the tycoons that there is an evil spirit in this forest, and if anyone destroys the spirit's environment, they will be retaliated against. But these rich people didn't listen. Not only did they cut down the trees and destroy the ecosystem, they even killed a lot of animals living in the forest. On the first day of the train's operation, the evil spirit took revenge and turned a tourist train into a bloody train. And that's what happens when you destroy